Flies are a common sight at picnics and outdoor meals during warmer weather. While these pests are certainly annoying, many people assume flies are relatively harmless when they land on food. However, flies can actually spread germs and contaminate food very quickly due to their biology and feeding habits. Have you ever wondered what really goes on when a fly lands on your sandwich? What happens in the split second between that fly touching down on your food and you shooing it away? In today's video, we'll zoom in close to uncover what flies are actually up to when they invade your meal. You might start looking at flies in a whole new way after learning just how disgusting and dangerous their dining habits can be. Flies may be one of the most disliked and annoying pests, but they play an important role in the ecosystem as decomposers. However, their specialized mouthparts and feeding habits also enable them to spread germs and contaminate food very quickly. By understanding the fly's biology and behavior, we can take steps to outsmart them and protect our meals. Flies belong to the order Diptera, which means two wings. With over 120,000 known species, flies are one of the most abundant and diverse groups of insects. The common housefly we see buzzing around our kitchens and outdoor picnics belongs to the Musidae family. These flies are characterized by their two functional wings, red eyes, blunt abdomen, and sponging mouthparts. Their scientific name is Musca domestica, but they're more colloquially known as houseflies, barnflies, or simply pests. Houseflies are found worldwide, thriving in areas of human habitation. Anywhere there is human food waste, garbage, or excrement, flies are sure to appear. They play an important ecological role as decomposers, accelerating the breakdown of organic waste. But when they set their sights on your lunch, flies switch from nature's cleanup crew to pesky picnic crashers. The life cycle of flies. Flies undergo a complete metamorphosis in their life cycle that consists of 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Understanding their development can help identify and eliminate breeding areas. Adult flies mate and females lay eggs on decaying organic material like garbage, feces, or rotting fruit. These eggs hatch into larvae or maggots, which feed on the waste. Larvae molt several times as they grow, shedding their exoskeletons. After 3-4 days, larvae form an outer shell and become an immobile pupa. Inside the pupal case, the fly develops wings, legs, eyes, and mouth parts to become an adult fly. After 3 to 4 days, the adult fly emerges and is ready to mate and continue the cycle. From egg to adult fly takes between 8 to 20 days depending on conditions like temperature. Attractants and repellents. Flies use both sight and smell to locate food sources and breeding grounds. Their preference for the odor of ripened or fermenting fruit leads them to fresh produce. Trash and compost heaps containing food waste also attract flies with their pungent aroma. Certain scents can help repel flies from outdoor living spaces. The strong smell of citronella oil is disliked by flies and helps mask attractive odors. Oils from eucalyptus, peppermint, lemongrass, and other plants have natural insect repellent properties. Trap and catch methods. Traps are useful for reducing local fly populations around your home or picnic area. Bait traps draw flies in with alluring items like decaying meat or fruit. Adhesive traps catch flies on glue boards as they land. Ultraviolet light traps use UV light to attract and zap flies by electrocution. Proper trap placement away from food, in shady spots where flies congregate, increases efficacy. For direct fly control, swatters and zappers provide satisfaction, along with elimination. Sticky ribbons covered in glue capture flies in mid-flight as they run into it. Handheld electric rackets zap flies on contact for clean, efficient removal. The fly's specialized mouthparts. So how exactly do flies consume food with no jaws or teeth for chewing? The secret lies in their highly adapted mouthparts that allow them to efficiently feed on liquid and semi-solid substances. Their proboscis, or long tubular mouth structure, contains the libellum, which is covered in sensory receptors and functions like a spongy tongue. When a fly lands on your sandwich, it immediately starts investigating with its libellum, sensing for moisture and nutrients. Tiny pores and channels in the libellum soak up liquid and dissolved food particles like a sponge. Solid food poses no problem either, thanks to the fly's crafty solution. Regurgitation. Yes, When a fly encounters a solid food source, it regurgitates a combination of saliva and digestive juices onto the food to dissolve it into liquid form. This liquid mixture contains enzymes that begin breaking down proteins and starches externally before the fly slurps it back up. The fly then uses its sponging mouthparts to soak up the pre-digested food, so within seconds of a fly landing on your food, it is likely vomited up its stomach contents to create a nutritious liquid soup on the surface before sucking it right back up. It's enough to make you lose your appetite. Potential for disease transmission. Besides being utterly disgusting, a fly feasting on your food poses serious health risks. Flies can harbor and spread many types of dangerous pathogens that cause illness in humans. These include parasitic worms, viruses, bacteria, and protozoa. Bacteria are one of the most common pathogens transmitted by flies. Species like Salmonella, Campylobacter, Shigella, Vibrio, E. coli, and Staphylococcus aureus are often found in and on flies. They are spread to food through regurgitation when the fly vomits onto the surface to liquefy it. The bacteria can also be transferred through contact with the fly's hairy legs and body when it walks on the food. Flies can transmit a wide variety of harmful bacteria that cause gastrointestinal illness in humans. When flies regurgitate on food or their legs and bodies come into contact with the food, these bacteria can be spread, leading to the risk of contracting foodborne illnesses. Salmonellosis is one of the most prevalent fly-borne diseases. Caused by various strains of the Salmonella bacteria, symptoms include diarrhea, abdominal cramps, nausea, vomiting, headache, and fever. While most healthy people recover after several days, Salmonella can be life-threatening for those with compromised immune systems. Fly-transferred Salmonella bacteria are most likely to contaminate meat and dairy products. Campylobacter is another bacterium carried by flies that causes intestinal illness. Campylobacteriosis results in diarrhea that contains blood and mucus, along with cramping, nausea, vomiting, and fever. Campylobacter spreads through undercooked poultry as well as contact with feces from infected flies. This disease can lead to serious complications like temporary paralysis and arthritis. Shigellosis is a highly contagious disease caused by Shigella bacteria spread through exposure to contaminated feces. Symptoms like bloody diarrhea, vomiting, cramps, and fever usually resolve within 5 to 7 days. However, Shigella can sometimes lead to seizures, reactive arthritis, or hemolytic uremic syndrome. Flies can easily pick up Shigella bacteria from feces and deposit it onto food. E. coli transmitted by flies can lead to illness ranging from mild diarrhea to severe conditions like hemorrhagic colitis and hemolytic uremic syndrome, which damages the kidneys and can be fatal. Symptoms include bloody diarrhea, severe abdominal cramping, and vomiting. Flies contaminate food with E. coli when feces containing the bacteria get onto their bodies. By understanding these specific risks of fly-borne bacteria, proper precautions can be taken to avoid transmission while preparing, handling, and consuming food, especially outdoors where flies are active. In addition to bacteria, flies can transmit protozoa parasites like Giardia and Cryptosporidium that infect the intestinal tract and cause diarrhea. They are also known to spread viral pathogens such as norovirus, rotavirus, and poliovirus. Flies pick up these disease-causing microbes when they land on feces or decaying matter. They then deposit the pathogens onto food if allowed access. Considering flies breed rapidly in filth and carry microbes from many contamination sources, it's clear they can quickly spread sickness through food. Protecting your food from flies. Now that you know the risks when a fly lands on your food, here are some tips to protect snacks and prevent contact. You should keep food covered tightly with lids, containers, or plastic wrap. Do not leave any gaps for flies to enter. It is also important never to leave food sitting out for long periods unattended. Be sure to promptly clean up any spills, crumbs, and residue to avoid attracting flies to the area. For ripe fruits and vegetables that produce ethylene gas, storage in the refrigerator is best. When possible, choose indoor locations for dining or cooking. If eating outdoors is unavoidable, set up a screen tent or canopy barrier between you and any flies. You can also actively repel flies by waving fly swatters near food prep and dining spaces. Traps placed a good distance away from eating areas can help draw flies away from your location. To discourage fly breeding, eliminate sources of standing water and improve drainage around patios and picnic areas. Frequently remove trash in sealed bins that prevent fly access. Practicing good sanitation like hand washing when handling or consuming food is also recommended. While flies have a purpose in nature, we definitely don't want them treating our meals as an open buffet. With some knowledge of fly habits and biology plus simple precautions, we can enjoy outdoor dining free of these pesky insects. We hope you enjoyed this close-up look at flies and food. Let us know what bug you want explored next. Thanks for watching.